Hey there, thanks for joining me. I'm going to be completely honest, I struggled hard trying to come up with a topic for this week's video. I knew I wanted to do something holiday themed, but how do you tie that into comics? The only thing I could think of was a top 5 or top 10 list of my favorite holiday reads. Then I thought maybe I could just pick one book and do a deep dive on it. Ultimately, I decided on the best of both worlds. I'm just going to talk about my number one pick, my all-time favorite Christmas comic series. And it just so happens that it recently received the deluxe hardcover treatment. I'm talking about The Complete Klaus by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. If you want to hear my spoiler-free-ish review and analysis of this modern classic, stay tuned. I'm Mark, and this is Comic Book Revival. Welcome back. Before we go any further, I'd just like to take a second to let you know this is going to be my last full-length video of 2024. The holidays are creeping up on us pretty fast, and I've decided to step back from YouTube for a couple of weeks and celebrate the holidays, spend time with my family, get caught up on my doom scrolling. But don't worry, I'll still be around. I might even surprise you with a reel or a short between now and New Year's, just to remind you and the algorithm I'm still around. And I'll still be checking in here regularly to reply to comments. Fun fact, I respond to each and every comment I receive on these videos. So if you haven't already done so, please take a second and drop a comment, say hello, let me know what you're reading. Seeing your comments and interacting with you really makes my day. Okay, let's talk about this deluxe hardcover. This is The Complete Klaus, and this book collects Klaus 1 to 7, and the one-shots Klaus and the Witch of Winter, Klaus and the Crisis in Xmasville, Klaus and the Crying Snowman, Klaus and the Life and Times of Joe Christmas, and Klaus Pen and Ink Edition. The cover has a reflective, kind of raised texture, which adds a nice touch. We also have gilded edges that add a little more prestige to the book's presentation. The spine sits square even after a couple of readings, and it has a minimalist design, which I really like. Okay, so what's inside? Let's have a look. As the story opens, we meet Klaus and his wolf companion Lily as these kind of loners. The comic begins as a stranger wanders into town story, as Klaus stops by a town called Grimsvig to trade furs. The town is ruled by a heartless baron who has banned Christmas, banned joy, banned toys. His wife, the Baroness, seems equally heartless at first, but we find out more about her past as the story develops. And the couple have an ungrateful, spoiled son who gets whatever he wants. Without me spoiling too much, you can probably imagine the direction the story goes. There's coal mines, forest spirits who influence Klaus's powers and his immortality, and maybe even an appearance by Krampus himself, just to raise the stakes a little. This is a fantastic miniseries. It's a lot of fun to read, it's engaging, well-paced, and Dan Mora's art really shines here. Mora is well known for this kind of sword and sorcery themed aesthetic, as seen in Once and Future. This is very much his comfort zone. For me, the best part of this deluxe hardcover is that original miniseries. The one-shots get a little more convoluted and, well, you'll see. So first up we have Klaus and the Witch of Winter. Klaus is back and he's trying to save 2 abducted children from, as the title suggests, an evil witch with Ice Queen-like powers. This story features a guest appearance from Geppetto, because why not, right? This story is a pretty decent follow-up to the first series. Next up is Klaus and the Crisis in Xmasville. If nothing else, this story is very clever. Xmasville is an evil town where it's Christmas all year round. Sounds great, right? Yeah, not so much, because it's hiding a secret and it's built upon a corporation called Pola Cola. And get this, they have a history with Klaus over a trademark dispute from using his likeness. This is a very obvious jab at Coca-Cola and their commercialization of Christmas through their use of the likeness of Santa Claus, which they do in fact own a trademark of. Throw in an evil Klaus doppelganger, some dimensional portals, and some aliens. Yeah, this one's a little out there, but it's still a fun read. Klaus and the Crying Snowman. This story is a fever dream. I'll do my best to explain it. This is the story of a flawed absentee father turned snowman. Yeah, I'll say that again. This is the story of a flawed absentee father turned snowman. His name is Sam. And he goes to space with Klaus to try to stop aliens on Saturn's moon, Titan, from stealing the sun's light or something. There's elements of Norse mythology tangled up in the mix as well. This story is probably my least favorite in this collection. It's very trippy and complex, even by Grant Morrison standards. Next up, this is pretty cool. Klaus and the Life and Times of Joe Christmas. I'm not sure if this was released as an individual comic issue or not, but this is a story without any dialogue and just minimal text. Relying solely on all the artwork in these double-page spreads. Designed, I guess, to feel like a calendar. And it runs in reverse chronological order, starting in 2001 and ending in 1930. This is a great showcase of Dan Mora's artwork. Next, this is Klaus, pen and ink edition. This is more of a bonus feature, but I love stuff like this. Anything that takes you right inside the creative process is always worth checking out. This is basically a reprint of the first issue, but without color, just the inks. There's also some commentary at the bottom from Dan Mora and Grant Morrison. This is a really cool extra. There's lots of insight in these comments, everything from style choices and lighting to Mora's use of white space. Even how Morrison and Mora decided to play the scenes out is explored in detail. For example, this scene with the woodland spirits, as I always thought of them, are actually referred to as elves in the script. They were derived from and intend to represent imps or fairies, giving a magical and almost otherworldly feeling. This deluxe edition wraps up nicely with a cover gallery and some character designs. As I said at the beginning of this video, this is probably my favorite comic to read around the holidays. I love the concept of a folk tale meshing with the modern superhero tropes. It's also easy to resonate with the themes represented here: social justice, rebellion, challenging oppression, and personal empowerment. I definitely recommend this book to anyone who wants something fun, yet engaging and compelling to read. Morrison himself describes Klaus as part action thriller, part science fiction, part sword and sorcery, part romance. So, if that sounds like a good time to you, give Klaus a chance. I think you'll like it. Get it? Yule? Thanks for being here with me. I appreciate your support, and I will be back in January with some great new content for you. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the season, whatever you celebrate: Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus.
A Festivus for the rest of us!
Have fun, and please celebrate responsibly. Arrange for a ride if you need one. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. And hey, why not check out my Instagram for more comic content or to see pictures of my dog? You can find me there at Old Man Young. That's Old Man Young, all one word, with a 0, not an O. And all I want for Christmas is for you to follow, like, comment, and share with your friends. And if you haven't already done so, Hulk smash that bell real quick. It not only feels good, it will keep you notified whenever I drop new content. Stay safe, read some comics, and I will see you in 2025.